All right, you guys were killing it the other night. We managed to take down a 4-star level with ease. We had 19 or 22 units. So we're going to go into a 2 skull or a 2-star level next. Should be easy peasy if I get 1 or 2 people to help me out here. Now, if we look at this map, it looks like there's only 1 unit on the battlefield. It's a Marigriff. Let's see. Aura of Terror. This aura terrorizes units, reducing enemies' attack and movement speed by 50% and increases the damage that is dealt to them by 50%. Lasts 5 seconds after leaving the aura. Paladins and Templars are immune. Saints' protection also prevents terror. So if we have any Paladins, any Templars, or any Saints out there, those are the ones we want to use. Keep in mind, it looks like this unit is a flying unit. So I think the ground units will actually still be able to hit this one, but keep that in mind. So if you have any units that have any bonuses to flyers, we can do that. And I think I'm going to place mine right here in the middle. Now, I don't think I have a Paladin or a Templar, or even, I do have a Saint, but it's level 2. But you know what? I'll start things off by plopping a Saint down there in the middle, I guess, and I'll have you guys help me out. Actually, I'm going to put it next to this unit that's already been placed. Dorman has a Punk Paladin. Let's go. So we're going to build our base up here in the top right, and we will get going from there. This is how you lean. Yeah, I do have to teach people how to lean, right? Because Siege has leaning, which some other games don't. So what I'm going to do first here is I'm going to go to my webcam. And I'm actually going to go through some pregame stretches. So I'm going to try to model what I can from my chair. And if you've never actually done this for a game, like you might think it's ridiculous and that it's stupid, but let me walk you through why I have my players do this, right? It's mostly about the mindset and the mentality of playing competitively, right? I want us to treat ourselves just like any other sport would. So are we physical? Are we brawling with people? Are we getting close contact? No. Sitting in our computer chairs. But part of that buy-in and part of that competitive mindset is doing some of those things, and they can help a little bit, right? So when you're thinking about warming up to play like a computer-based first-person shooter, you're trying to do things that are going to be good for your hands, for your fingers, for your shoulders, because those are going to be the things that you're mostly using while you play. So the first one that I always have my students do whenever we start is I just have them do like shoulder rolls, right? So I just kind of do shoulder rolls this way. We'll do that for a while. It's good. And the reason that you want to do ones like this is when those shoulders are limber, you're going to get more of a range of movement out of the arm that's using the mouse. And I'll talk about that in a second. Then you go back. Same thing backwards. So that one's a pretty basic one. Another one that I love to do is a tricep stretch. So I like to kind of do like a triangle. So you put your elbow up kind of behind your head. You stick it right between your shoulder blades. You grab your elbow, you pull it, and then you just lean into it just a little bit. And you hold that for a couple of seconds. So when my team does this, we'll do it while we're talking about our goals for the day, what we're practicing, and that kind of thing. And so we use it not only to kind of get into the mindset, but we use it to kind of get in the mode for the afternoon. What are we doing? And they're really good about reminding me to do the stretches if I forget to get us going with them. So we do the other side. That one feels good. I love doing that one. When I work out in the mornings too, I love doing that one. Okay, the next one that I have them do, I don't know if there's a term for this one, but the one I always like to do is I put my palms together, almost like a monk who's in prayer, and you just kind of press them together, and keep your arms as flat as you can. And that's a good wrist stretch. And then a follow-up wrist stretch is you keep your hands like extended like this, and you use your other hand to bend your fingers back. Again, that's another good wrist stretch. So kind of like that. You go to the other hand, do the same thing. Okay, and then another one that we do that I've seen is you touch your fingers, so you go thumbs to fingers, and so there's 2 ways. You go tips. So I'm touching my fingertips to my thumb, You just kind of go down and then up and down and then up, and you try to go as fast as you can without screwing up or going out of order with your fingers. And then you switch and you do the pads of your fingers. Same thing. Right? That's just for a little of fine motor movement with your fingers, which you might have to do with your keyboard hand. Okay. There's another one that Coach Andrew actually added to our repertoire, because a lot of what you're doing while you're playing is you're communicating, you're talking. And so one of them that you do is you put your hand on your shoulder like this, and you look up at the ceiling, and it stretches your neck and vocal cord areas. So you do this, and then you change sides, you do the same thing. You should feel a stretch right through your neck. And then I'm missing one. I'm missing one that we do. Oh, one of my favorite ones is that, okay, so I'll have to stand up for this one. You just put your hands together, but you put them behind your back, and then you just kind of roll your shoulders back. And so you can't see it on stream, but my arms are kind of like that behind my back. And that gives you a good stretch through both your arms, your biceps, your triceps, your shoulders a little bit. And there's a lot of other things that you can do, but that's kind of the ones we do, right? Again, we're focusing about kind of limbering up your arms, your shoulders, your fingers. And that's because, again, you want to have that fine motor movement with your fingers, especially as you're flicking to different gadgets, buttons on the keyboard. None of them are too far out of reach in Siege, but you want to be able to make sure you're not fat fingering and hitting the wrong keys. And then the big thing, and I wish I had like a hand cam because I would show you guys that perspective, but I don't, is that when you're moving your mouse, and I have this terrible habit too, a lot of players will like plant their wrist and they'll do all of their mouse movement with just their wrist. So they'll keep the base of their arm planted and they'll just move their wrist. And if you want to play more accurately, like when you do that, the problem is that your range of motion is very limited. So if your sensitivity is jacked way up, sure, that's going to be fine. But for a lot of Siege players, they have their sensitivity quite low. And so the reason that you want to not do that is because you want to move with your entire shoulder, your entire arm. And so if you do those shoulder exercises, those warm-ups, it makes that movement when you're doing it with your arm feel more natural. Again, you don't want to have your wrist planted and just flick around and move with only your wrist. Now, sometimes you are going to do quick flicks with your wrist. That's part of it. But a lot of the times you want that full range of motion. You want to be moving kind of from your upper arm all the way through rather than just concentrating it on where your wrist is at. And the other thing too, and this is really important, yeah, that's me. Yep. It's a really hard habit to break. I have to do it all the time. And the thing that kind of sucks about it is for me is I have one of the like extended mouse pads, the really long ones, like the game mat ones. But I have the one that has like the gel like wrist rest. That's actually really shitty for gaming because then your wrist just wants to sink into that and it kind of slows your movement. So I would actually, if you are looking into that stuff, I would recommend getting one that doesn't have the gel wrist gel guard, at least not for your hand, for your aiming hand. But I have that problem. And the other thing too is when you're playing like an FPS, you want your arms to be like 90 degrees with your desk. So what I mean is, let me see if I can turn this way. When I'm sitting there, I want my hand to be like this, or like my elbow to be like this, right? Basically almost a 90-degree angle with my desk, because if I go too low, like this, right, then I'm putting more pressure on my wrist again. So like if my chair's too low and I have to put my hand up to get to my mouse, that's a problem. Or if I'm up too high, then I'm going like this. And either way, it's just kind of off-centering what you want to do. You want it like about like straight out like this, like right above your desk or right on your desk, because then you can really get that nice motion and you're not putting extra strain on your wrist this way or this way. I have the gel for my keyboard, but not the desk mat. Yeah, see, that would be good. Like if I had it for just my keyboard, and so my hand that was resting on my keyboard, it's fine for that one. But over on the wrist where my mouse is, it's a bad idea. I thought about like almost like cutting open the gel part and taking the cushion out of the wrist for the mouse side, but I haven't messed with that because I think it would ruin the pad. And so that's kind of what you want. And you also want to be sitting. My posture is terrible, especially because I have a curved spine, so my back is never the way it's supposed to be. But you always want to kind of sit up. You don't want to slouch over. You want to be sit up nice especially because that'll help with the posture and where your arms should be. And if you can, you also want to get your feet flat on the floor. And that's really hard. Like for me to get my wrist in the right spot, my feet are up a little bit more than they should be. My feet are not fully planted on the ground. Anyway, it's not like any one of those things is going to turn you from a bronze level player to a championship level player, not even close. But they're just like good habits that can help improve micro things and make things a little bit better. Gamer slouch is beast mode. That's right. That's why one of the things on my channel is a posture check. That way, if I'm slouching or whatever, then you can call me out on it. So there's kind of the general posturing and stretching. Now let me flip over to full screen here, and the first thing we're gonna do is aim labs. Now, I wanted to kind of do a gamer flex and show you guys my my aim labs rank. And it wasn't anything fantastic, but I was placed in. I had worked my way up to Emerald, which I thought was pretty good. I think Emerald is like above top 40. I think it's like 39%, and like up is Emerald, and then you go higher like to Plat and Diamond and stuff. But I was pretty proud of my Emerald. But it's been a while, honestly. It's been a while since I've done aim lab. It's been a while since I've done some of the hands-on stuff with Siege, just because I've been streaming other things and doing other things, and so I haven't been giving Siege or aim labs the time that they should have. And somewhere in there, aim labs did a major update, and they changed the way that they do the ranking system. And so when I logged on tonight to get ready for it, hey CJ, how's it going? What else have I not been doing? But when I went to check, it said I was unranked, and so I quickly did like a basic game of each one of these to get a baseline so you can see what my ranking is, but it's not great. I think it's sitting at silver right now. Placing units on stream raiders. I thought I could only place one. I can also place one every 5 minutes. Yeah, I can't place any more units. I just brought it up. No. I just brought it up because we've been 12 minutes in. Watching The Last of Us, I love it. Yeah, dude, I love it too. I'm sure you won't, but please don't spoil it for people that haven't seen it yet. It's a great show. I've loved every episode that I've seen so far. I really like that they're sticking mostly true to the story, but they're kind of like making these meaningful differences that, for the most part, land. They don't always land, and I think they spend a little bit too much time on things here and there. But overall, I think the show's been really good. It's good. So yeah, you guys can see my ranking here. I'm currently sitting at silver 1, so just under gold. Like I'm actually right on the borderline there. Again, they used to track across 6 categories, and I think they realized the 6 were kind of redundant. And so they've brought it down to just flicking, tracking, and switching. But they also changed, so if I click here, they also changed which games actually count towards your ranking. If you look at mine, like if I go flicking, like if you click at Spider Shot Ultimate, I've played it 112 times, and you can kind of see my progress on it. I had a couple that were just absolutely nutty. And actually, I think if you click on it, it'll show the replay. There we go. But this one doesn't count towards your ranking anymore. But I always advise my players, and I'm going to pause here. I always advise my players to do these kinds of things when they're warming up. Now, why is that? Okay. Anytime you're playing a first-person shooter, there's these basic skills that if you refine them, if you take the time to learn them, you're gonna be a better player. And the 2 biggest ones are flicking and tracking, right? So if you're not familiar with flicking is what you just saw on the one that I was looking at. So flicking is when you can quickly flick or move your mouse to a target, right? So if an enemy pops on my screen and I can move quickly and land on their head or land on their torso, then I've flicked to them. And that's a reaction time thing, and it's also a mouse movement thing, right? Because I could under flick or I could over flick, and either way I'm going to miss. In Siege, that is super important because you have that one-shot headshot mechanic and a quick time to kill anyway. So if I can react and flick faster than they do, then I'm going to be in a much better position. The other one is tracking, and a lot of people think that tracking is not as important in Siege. But it's actually super duper important. Is there a way to mimic your in-game settings for Siege? Yeah, you can. So if you go to settings and you go to controls, you can actually set it to which series you want. So you can click Rainbow Six and then Siege and then game units, and then it will change all of these things to be the same as your Rainbow Six Siege settings. So you have to manually, like you'd have to take a screenshot or a picture of your Siege settings and then go over here and change it. And actually, it's not 1-to-1. because this isn't the same. So these are not actually mimicking my siege settings, which is kind of a problem. And my field of view in siege is actually an 88. And I think these are actually both an 8. Um, but and that's a good point to bring up though, Dorman, because if you're gonna practice for a game in aim labs, you want to have your sensitivity settings identical. If the sensitivity is way too high or way too low, then I'm not actually doing anything that's going to translate well to playing Siege, because I'm used to moving too much or moving too little to get my practice in. The other big thing you want to do is you have to do it manually. You do have to do it manually, which is stupid. So I've always just taken a screenshot of my Siege settings, all my sensitivities, and then I've put them in manually. I think there's some games where it will integrate with. I think Valorant, it might just like be able to pull your Valorant settings. But I've only ever had to do it manually for Siege, which sucks. The other skill that's important in any FPS is tracking. So tracking is when you can keep your crosshair on a target, especially as they're moving. In Siege, this isn't as important because the time to kill is really quick. You know, a single shot headshot, 3 to 4 body shots if you don't. And most of the guns have a high rate of fire. So you don't have to track them for very long, but tracking is really important in some other FPSs where the time to kill is higher. So something like Overwatch, for example. And that being said, it still is an important skill in Siege, and it's often overlooked because, you know, if I need to get those 3 to 4, but, you know, I miss 1 or 2 because I'm not following the target properly as they move, that's going to be an issue. So I'm going to show you guys one of the flicking games that they have on here. It's not going to be, hold on, cat. Sorry. I went to go move the cat, and the wheel on the chair rolled over on his foot, and he screeched. So if that's what you heard, that's what it was. So I was going to roll back to pet him, and he got angry with me. Gatsby, I'm sorry. Come here, buddy. Oh, he doesn't want anything to do with me. Come on. You were just dying to get attention. Come here, but you got in the way. All right. Bloody murder. I know, he screamed like it was bloody murder. I feel bad. He's doing okay, though. So I'm going to go and do one of these games. I'll do the static click one that I did earlier. And again, what you're trying to do, you got to get your posture right. You got to get your hand in the right spot, and you want to move. Again, I have a really bad habit of digging in my wrist and just moving with my wrist. I'm not telling you that you should never do that. There are times where you want to have that precise wrist movement for some of those quick, small flicks. But in general, you're going to have a problem if you do that, right? And before I start, I'll show you what I mean. If I dig my wrist in and I try to move left and right, it's going okay here, but it tends to be a lot more jittery, like it, because my wrist isn't moving very fluidly. I'm just digging in, right? It's really apparent with the tracking ones. I'll show you a tracking one too. But if I move with my entire arm, then it's a lot more smooth. So this one, that being smooth, it doesn't matter because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to flick quickly to these different targets. And all these games, you have a minute to do so. So let's give it a shot. It's probably going to be bad. And you're trying to do both fast and accurate. So I might not be going as fast as humanly possible, but that's because I ideally want to hit my shot rather than missing my shot. So you might be going, damn, that's slow, dude. Sure, but I'm also trying to maintain as high of an accuracy as I can. And this is really hard to explain. It's easy to experience it while you're playing. There's 2 ways of flicking to or tracking targets or looking at a first-person shooter. One of them is that you are always looking at where your crosshair is at, and so you are reacting when something crosses the line of your dot or your crosshair. That is actually, in my opinion, that's the default way that a lot of people do it, but it's also the less efficient and less accurate way. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to look in your peripheral vision and see where these targets are at, and then you just want to move your crosshair to meet that target, if that makes sense. So if I'm not looking dead at the center of the screen, looking at my crosshair dot all the time. That's what I did for years. I did that for Counter-Strike. I did that for any other PC game that I was playing. And so I would just have to react anytime I would happen to move and something would line up in my crosshair. What I found to be much more effective is I'm looking in my peripheral and I can see a target off to the left. And then I'm moving my arm and I'm not looking at my crosshair directly. I'm looking at the target and I'm just waiting for the target to align with my crosshair dot, if that makes sense. Tracking versus ambushing. Is that what they call that? I didn't know there was a term for it. Here, I'll do it one more time. And now that I've explained that, I want you guys to see. You're not going to be able to tell the difference in my play. But again, if my crosshair is on the screen right now, if I'm dialing in on where that dot's at, then I'm only reacting once the dot lines up with the target. And that works, but it's generally a little bit slower. What I want to do is be like, okay, I'm looking at the dot that's in the center right now, right? But I can see that one that's directly off to my left. So I'm keeping my eyes focused on that dot, and I'm going to bring my crosshair until it lines up with it. Wow. See, I'm absolutely illiterate when it comes to actual firearms, so cool. So I'm always looking at my next target that I want to go for while I'm shooting the one that I'm going for. Like the second that my aim lines up with a dot, I'm already looking for the next one. Because if you dial in too much, you get what I would call my players. Some of my players struggle with this. I call it tunnel vision. And that is where I'm only looking at the direct center of my screen. And so if there's a target or there's an enemy that is outside of that central spot on my screen, then I am a lot more likely to not see them and to completely miss them. I'm completely missing shots on static targets. That's cool. And I've actually had a couple games where we had to go back and review the VOD and be like, hey, if you freeze frame it right here, can you not see that Ash that's over on the right? And they're like, well, yeah, I can see her. Like, you didn't shoot her in the game. Yeah, I didn't see her. I was tunnel focused. I'm like, yep, that's a problem. It happens to everybody from time to time. You're so focused on what's directly in front of you that you're not looking for those things that are happening off to the side. Was that better or worse than last time? I think it was about the same. So there's your basic tracking practice, right? Now, if I go back to lobby, I don't know if I actually improved at all in that. Did I? A very little bit. Again, my flicking was like top 37 and tracking was like top 40 something. Switching is a new one. They didn't used to call it switching. There was a different term for it. They also had ones for like 3 other categories, and I can't remember what they were. So now we'll do the tracking one. We'll do ground tracking. Ground tracking is the most likely one that you'd encounter in Siege. You're not going to have people flying and jumping all over the place. This is stats from just Aim Labs. Yes, yeah, this is just stats from Aim Labs. So it's not pulling in stats from Siege or anything. And it does track the old games that I played, but they're not factoring into my rank. Which honestly is probably for the best. Aim Labs has come up with like these 8 or 9 games that are the ranked ones that you can do. I think before a lot of players were making like goofy ones and marking them as like flicking and then like playing them over and over again and like artificially jacking up their ranks. So again, time to kill in Siege is really, really low, but the goal of this one is this target is going to constantly move, and I want to be shooting them and actually hitting them as much as possible. I'm going to try to only let off the mouse if I know that I'm not on the target anymore. And you're probably going to see that jitteriness I was talking about in trying to aim at a moving target. That comes from me moving my wrist rather than moving my arm like this. So I'm going to try my best to move my arm instead of my wrist. Sorry, the sound's probably obnoxious. I didn't think about that. If it's too loud, let me know and I will go change it. There, you can see the jitters because I'm not doing it right. This one, I'm not trying to go for headshots. I am just trying to track and keep my aim on that target. I also don't have the ability to go ADS in this mode, if you're wondering why I'm not doing it. My goal for that one is to always have, it's low if you hit the head. It's only low if you hit the headshots. Sure. It's not bad. Yeah, it wasn't terrible. My goal for that one is to always have above 50% accuracy, and you can see my highest one was a 53%. This time I only got a 46%, so that was actually marginally worse than what I've done before. I'm not gonna do that on again just because of the sound. You said it wasn't too bad, but I'm not gonna keep running it over and over. Plus, there's a lot of stuff to cover tonight. We're already 30 minutes in. So But what I asked my players to do at the start, and they've internalized this now. I don't ever have to go say, "Hey, go warm up." They've really seen the value in this. Is we do our stretching, and then they do 10 to 15 minutes of aim labs. And so what I was coaching them to do was do all the games so that it tracks your stats properly. And again, none of them told me that it changed either. I had no idea. Maybe this is a very recent change. And then what I wanted them to do was kind of focus on the one that they're the worst at and refine that one. And I would specifically tell my siege players the flicking or the tracking. Target switching is important, right? But in my mind, switching is another form of flicking. And in siege, if I can shoot a target and then flick to the other one, I'm going to be in a good setting. Looks like they've also added a 1v1 match setting into aim labs, which I've never done. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and close aim labs. Aim labs is completely free on Steam, by the way. So if you play any major first-person shooter and want to get better at it, let me show you some of the trainings you can do, right? So, I mean, it's going to work for a lot of different games. In the settings, I could choose a huge number of games. Like if I slide down, look, there's Warframe Dorman. There's World of Tanks, right? I don't know why you would want it for World of Tanks. But they have it for just about everything. Smite, Rust, Roblox, Realm Royale, like Overwatch, there it is. So they have the settings for just about any game out there you would possibly want to have. Now, when you go to the actual trainings, they have like the general skill ones. They have the ones, if you click on your account, the actual ranked ones you can do. But then you can see they also have specific ones for Apex, COD, Siege, Fortnite, Counter-Strike. I'll be honest, I think most of the Siege ones are dog crap. There's one for shooting C4s that I think is actually pretty good because that's a hard skill to master. And then there's another one called Entry. And so this one shows you like the common angles where enemies might hide on certain maps. I think that's actually pretty good, but for the most part, they're not great. Aim Labs has focused a lot on Valorant. And so there's a ton of great ones for Valorant from my understanding. And then a little bit of Apex. So these two are listed as their top two, primarily because these are the two that Aim Labs has put a lot of resources into. But Siege is an official partner of Aim Labs, so some of these things are set up for Siege. I'm guessing it's a tracked stat because of Valorant. It's coming to... Oh, yeah, yep. That's exactly what it is. Yep, it's common to spray transfer. Absolutely it is. I'm sure that's exactly what it is. All right, I'm going to close Aim Labs. But again, it's free. It's a really small download. My players use it every single time that we warm up for any type of practice. Let me boot up Siege. And then I will show you a couple of ways that we warm up there. And it looks like we have about 2.5 minutes before... I'll go to the webcam while we're waiting. We have about 2.5 minutes until Stream Raiders is ready for the first time. We'll see. I should have had Siege loaded in the background. That's my bad. But Siege will take a little while to boot up here. What I'm going to run you guys through is a terrorist hunt specifically on the map House. House is really good for warm-up because of its size. I did this a little bit on Monday's stream. But before I get into that, the actual terrorist hunt part, I'm going to show you some other things that you can do inside of that map that are very much like what I was doing in Aim Labs. It's not going to track your stats, but it is just a lot of things you can do in the game that are really nice. I did not develop this strategy, so the thing that I'm going to show you, I want to give credit to. I'm sure that lots of people have figured this out and done similar things, but there is a person that's been helping with our Siege team behind the scenes a bit. He goes by the username of Cass, and he's actually worked with coaching Siege teams before. I'm not sure what level they were at. I think they may have been like semi-pro teams. And so he happens to be the older brother of one of my Siege players. And so him and I talked a lot at the beginning of the season about fundamentals and what to kind of do and how I could become a better coach and learn Siege better. And I've really taken a lot of that to heart. And then he regularly watches our games. He'll share any insights that he sees, and he's better at catching errors than I am. I'm good at catching the basic fundamental ones. He's good at catching some of the higher level ones, and through listening to him identify those and talk to the team about them, I've become better at identifying and helping them find them as well. And so he shared this video with me that one of his players made that shows a warm-up in Terrorist Hunt. So I'm going to show you that. Now, this was before the shooting range became a thing in Siege, but I still think it's a great way to practice here. Do our streams, oh, dude, our games get streamed. Let me pop this in here because, yes, our games get streamed. So I'm gonna pimp the link for our streams here, and then it'll be time to do Stream Raiders. So, my school streams our games at that link. We played our first season game of Siege last night. Let me hold that thought because I don't want to wait on Stream Raiders. Let's get Stream Raiders going and then I'll talk some more here. All right. We've got some paladins. We've got some ancient archers. And we've got musketeers and saints. And yeah, I think we're going to be fine. It was Dorman doing all the lifting here. But this is only a 2-star and we've got, I think, 8 units. Oh, yeah. Get wrecked, buddy. Didn't even touch us. Alright, I wonder who's going to get those awards. Rewards. Okay, let's go back to the map real quick. Quest. I actually completed a quest? Or is it just showing me that there's new ones? Yeah. Oh, I have to use meat to complete. What? No, whatever. I'm going to go check the store real quick, too.
Got him!
We did get him. We wrecked that Marigriff. Alright, I'm gonna buy a paladin. And I guess I'll also buy a fairy. Unlock both of those bad boys. Let's see. Oh, we have another mystery level. We don't know how difficult it will be. Let's roll. Ooh. So we have 2 hounds, and then we have 3 hulks. No, 5 hulks. So the hounds get bonus damage against armored units. So the tanks and stuff are going to get wrecked by these units. And then the hulks do like a conal attack, and they also do extra damage against armored. So what we were doing the other night was burning them down with melee damage, but not worrying about armored units. You could also screw them up with some ranged units too. So I think it might be best, since they're all kind of clustered here, maybe we start up here in the top middle, get these 2 guys, and then curve our way around. So last time I just plopped a warrior, and warrior's a level 7 for me, so I'm just going to plop him right here. Artillery. Top left. Yep, that's what I meant. Yep. And it looks like your artillery is actually going to be able to hit them right off the bat. That's cool. So, let's see. Before I get back into the game, yes, we do stream on Twitch, and we had our first season game last night. So I'm going to give a really quick recap. We did preseason. Preseason, we ended up playing 3 games. 2 of the 3 games we got queued up for, we went against former national championship teams, which was wild. The first team that we went against in the second week or the second game, they bodied us. It was pretty bad. But they were like a championship level team in like a 4-year league. So like they were just insane. Now we took a couple rounds off them, but I mean, they were in control of that match. It was a really good learning moment for us. The week after that, we played a team called Barton, and Barton is the current, I believe they're the current champion or former champion of Siege in our league. Barton is very good at Siege. They're very good at Overwatch. They have a highly competitive program. They have a fantastic head coach. Really respect that program. We went against them, and it was best of 3. We still lost 0-2, but game 1, we took them to overtime and barely lost, and that was on Oregon. And then game 2, we lost it a little bit, and I think we lost 4-7. Maybe it was 3-7. I think it was 4-7. But we absolutely identified some weaknesses that we were doing, and I am all 100% confident that if my guys play their cards right and they keep putting in the work, that they can beat that team. And we play that team in week 3. So we just did week 1. So 2 weeks from now, we'll play that team again. We identified, again, some shortcomings on our own. We identified some things about the other team. And I'm really confident that they're going to give them just as much of a run for their money in 2 weeks as they did last time. Now, of course, they're probably looking at us now and wondering what we're doing when we were probably not even on their radar before. But they played a game, their first game last night. They ended up 2-0ing the opponent. They won 7-3 and then 7-3 again. And so they did really, really well. It was maybe the best coordination, best play they've ever had, and it was fantastic. So if you go to our Twitch channel, I believe I have it set up so that our recordings appear. I did have that hidden for a while. Let me go check it real quick. If it's not, come on, then I will get that fixed so you can see it.
I have heard.
Oh, it is on there.
Have kind of
So last night's video that has 133 views. It says NJC AAE Week 1. It was MCC versus State Tech. You don't have to watch the entire game. It's an hour and a half long, but it was really, really good. And so that was their first one. The team that they play next week is called Wichita State. It's not, again, we play in a 2-year only league, right? So it's not Wichita State proper. It's a 2-year school that's under Wichita State. Our team scrimmaged them a week ago. That team is always looking for for scrimmages. They're also a highly competitive team. They won the Siege Championship last spring. One of their teams did, and they did a really fantastic job. And I found out through being in that Discord server that I don't know if he's their coach. I think he's like their student captain. Their student, again, if I get it wrong and they happen to be watching or see this, I apologize. Please correct me. But one of their players or captain, whoever he is, he's actually a Siege tuber that I had watched before I got hired at MCC. He's got about 50,000 followers on YouTube. He doesn't actively stream or produce content for YouTube anymore. I don't know if it's being a part of this college team has taken up his time, if he's fed up with the bullshit changes to YouTube, I don't know. But I watched his videos a lot. He's a guy that would do a lot of coaching where he'd pull someone in and then they do VOD review with him, or he would play and kind of narrate his play while he was doing it. And I learned a lot from watching him. I'll give a shout out to his YouTube channel anyway, even though he's not active anymore. So if you go to YouTube, his channel is A21 Mayo. And so his team is actually, or he's involved with the team that we scrimmaged last week. And then we actually managed to beat that team, which I was really impressed by. I was kind of intimidated going in, knowing the pedigree of this player, coach, captain, whoever he happens to be. And we play that team for real, quote unquote, for real, next Tuesday. They're our week 2 matchup. So we are hoping to have as much success last time. That being said, like, they have a fairly deep roster. They don't just have 5. And so it's very possible that when we play them next Tuesday that we'll be seeing some players that we didn't see in the scrimmage. Obviously, they're a highly competitive team. And so, my guys definitely need to be on their A game if they want to try and take that game as well. But I think it's within the realm of possibility. But the way our schedule looks on paper is my Siege team's week 1, week 2, and week 3 games are the hardest ones they'll have, at least on paper, unless another team comes out and surprises us. But yeah, we stream on YouTube or on Twitch. All of our games get streamed. So if you look at it right now, this week we've had a Madden. The Madden one's just a quick match because our opponent didn't show up, which is a bunch of shit. But we played a quick play match anyway. The Siege stream from yesterday, and then we had a Smash game tonight. The Smash game, start to finish, was over in 10 minutes, and our player won, and it was a really clean win. So if you want to go watch a fun, quick Smash match, you can check that out. Anyway, let's go back to the game. I need to show you guys some of these warm-up routines for Siege itself. And I need to change the settings because I have the maps all different. Lone Wolf Training Grounds, House on. I think I had Night Haven on, so I don't want Night Haven on. I was doing that to practice the new map. Okay. Where's it at? Training Grounds. Lone Wolf. Okay. Not so much fun to broadcast. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, Lane went out there and bodied them the first 2, and then the Pyra Mithra was actually a challenge for him. I think had they gone Pyromithra first, he might have been in more trouble. So again, I'm going to show you a warm-up technique in Siege that I did not come up with. It came from one of Coach Cass's student athletes who recorded the video. I don't know if it was Cass's idea and the student recorded the video, if the student came up with it. I guess I shouldn't say student. I don't think they were students. They were a team. But what you do is you go to this fence first, because you're basically going to practice two skills. The first thing that you need to practice in Siege is recoil control. So I'm going to go over here and show you an example, right? I'm not going to recoil control. I'm just going to shoot. So watch this. Okay, that's just me holding left click. Every game has a recoil that you have to manage. Not all of them are the same. So the gun that we're using here, which I think is the L683, it pulls up quite heavily, and then the more you shoot, it drifts off to the left. They also introduced a mechanic here where the recoil in the guns now gets worse the longer you hold the fire. So if I unload the entire clip, the recoil is going to get really bad. If I fire in shorter bursts, it's going to be a little bit better. So obviously, if I'm trying to hit a target, this is really bad. You got to get to recoil control. So you do that by correcting with the mouse. So if it pulls up and to the left, then I want to go down and slightly to the right. And so you use this fence to try and get these really tight circles, right? So for me, I want I'll try to do it this way. I want a circle that's maybe like that or even tighter, right? If I get anywhere outside of there, then I'm really in trouble. And honestly, that might be a little bit wide. So I'm going to try it here a couple of times. But this is the first part of the training. And right, you're not unloading the full clip. You're just doing, that was actually pretty good, right? So you're not unloading the full clip, but you're just doing the burst shots and trying to keep that recoil nice and tight. That one was a little messier, but not too bad. We'll do it one more time. Right? And so every gun recoils differently. Some have hardly none, some have a lot. You really want to learn how to control the recoil for whatever operators you're going to use primarily. And so if you get sprays, again, this first pattern was the best. If you get spray patterns like that, that's not terrible. Okay, here's the next thing that you need to you do. So you come this way. And you go up to this garage door. And what you do is you're going to go at head level. Okay, and then you crouch, and you go over a couple steps, melee, melee, over, melee, melee. What I've done here is I've essentially created my own targets that I can use for flicking, right? So I can go like this now, and I can flick between targets. In Siege, you always want to be ADS, so I would highly encourage that when you're doing this, you're aiming down your scope rather than hip firing. And you can use this as a really good way to flick in the game. Now, the game's not going to track stats or anything, but I could go like this, right? What you want to do is you want to make sure that my movements, I'm always landing where I want to be. I'm not overshooting. I'm not undershooting. I keep overshooting to the left, right? That's not so bad. And then you can go this way. You want them to be fast. See, I went under again. So you want them to be fast. You want them to be clean. You go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You can even go wide and go like this. I'm terrible at those ones, right? But you want to make it, flicking's important. If somebody's here and my aim's over here, I need to flick and snap the headshot right away. So this is really good practice that you can do for that as well. Again, I did not come up with this. This was something that Cass shared with me, and one of his players recorded and uploaded that video. So even with the M20, okay, all right. With your LMG, you might want to do things a little bit differently there. The hip fire might be okay. The other problem is I wasted all of my bullets, and I don't know if there's a refill crate outside.
Got him!
There's not. So here's what we're gonna do. Goodbye. I'm gonna restart it and then actually do the terrorist hunt. So I'll do the terrorist hunt once, and then we'll get into actually playing. But that is a really fantastic practice that you can do as well. And the thing I like about that one is you don't have to worry about making sure that your Streamlabs and your Siege sensitivity are matched up. You're playing in the game, ideally with a gun and a character that you would use, and it's a much more authentic practice. The problem is, and you'll see this in a second, on Terrorist Hunt, you can only play as the attackers, and I think that's the dumbest thing ever, because there are some guns that are only available on the defenders. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to pick the defenders here, but it's just like, oh, you're assaulting the building, so you have to play the attackers. So this time I'm going to pick Nomad. Nomad's she's my favorite op, especially in solo queue. And then I did this the other night on stream, but I'll mention the rationale behind this. When you're going through and doing the actual T-Hunt, I prefer going fast and trying to get myself into situations where I'm going to get in trouble, where I have to flick and react quickly in order not to die. I actually, honestly, I don't really care if I die, as long as I'm practicing things the right way and I'm doing those flicks and I'm practicing proper crosshair placement. That's what I want to do. Okay? I also have it so it's headshots only. So I can only kill a target if I shoot him in the head. Like that. And so what I want to do, I was being really passive there. What you want to do is you want to be really aggressive, move quickly through the map. Come on. And this also is good for practicing a couple of the really big siege fundamentals. One's called pre-firing, which is exactly what it sounds like. Oh, that was terrible. And the other one is crosshair placement, right? So I always want to be aiming at head level, because if they come out head level and I react fast enough, that's an easy win. Oh, I hear them coming behind me. Right up the stairs. There it is. I have one bullet left. Okay, and then pre-firing means that, like, if I anticipate that there's going to be an enemy here... Whoop, hold on. If I anticipate that there's going to be an enemy here, instead of, like, waiting to see them to shoot, I simply... as I come around the corner, right? And then if I am aiming in the right spot and I'm right in guessing that they're there, it's pretty much a guaranteed kill. Like this. The other thing, too, and my game audio is turned down a little bit for stream, is audio in this game is incredibly important. They have decent directional audio, so if you have a good pair of headphones on, you can hear where the enemy's coming from. There's somebody in here. Okay, there's 3 left. They're going to start rushing me. I'll show you her gadget, if they end up going through it. That will knock them down if they come through the doorway. That's a free kill if I'm ready for it. I think they're going to come through the bathroom, so they should show up right here. Yep. There's 1. There's 2. Right, and those are free because my crosshair was exactly where it needed to be. So you're trying to go quickly because you want to press those situations where you have to react and shoot quickly. And you want to practice good fundamentals of crosshair placement, pre-fires, burst fire, all that kind of stuff. All right, so we are going to go ahead and hop into a quick play in just a second. As I do that, I have a couple other things I'm going to share with everybody that I think are really important. Right now we're getting into what I would call the fundamentals of Siege. And again, I'm going to try to have these be as basic can be. Whoops. So the first thing that I have here is crosshair placement, pre-firing, and then I'm going to talk about ping etiquette. So I've already covered crosshair placement and pre-fires. Ping etiquette is something I can do when we get in the game. The next thing I have is map knowledge, and the thing that sucks about map knowledge is that's what's called a game sense issue, and so there's no shortcut around that. You have to put in the reps, you have to learn the maps. Now, the way that you get better at that is you play the maps with intention. You're looking for specific things. You're trying to learn specific things about the map. So the first thing that I would tell you to learn if you're trying to get into this game is you want to learn where all the default cameras are. Those are gadgets that the defenders can hop on to see where the attackers are coming from. The attackers want to shoot those out every single time unless they have a Dokkaebi on their team. You want to learn where the hatches are at as both an attacker and a defender. As a defender, you may want to wall them off. As an attacker, you may want to be able to utilize them. And then the last one I would say is common drone placements and movements. because you want to place your drones where they're effective. So here's what I would recommend for drones at the beginning, right? Don't lose your starting round drone. If you're worried that you're going to go in and it's going to get shot right away, leave it outside, sit there for the 60 seconds, and pick it up because you want that drone. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to use a drone to figure out where the enemy's at, and then you either hightail it back to spawn so you can pick it up, or you place it in the room that you're planning on entering in a place where it's not going to get shot. Because you can check that drone before you enter the room for audio or visual on the enemy, and you can use that for a safer entry. But those are like the very, very, very basic things. And then beyond that, I would say you need to learn the basic roles on attack and defense. So there are things like, I'll show you. Attacker has a role called Hard Breacher. That's going to be your Thermite, your Hibana, your Maverick, and your Ace. They have gadgets that allow them to break through those reinforced metal walls or hatches. They all are a little bit different in situational picks, but they are really important as a role, right? You need a Hard Breacher in most cases. Another role is called Support. There's a ton of operators that can be support. One of the basic ones is Thatcher, because his EMP grenade will disable jammers and electrified walls so that the Hard Breachers can get their job done. Another role you have is called an Entry Fragger. An Entry Fragger's job is to kind of initiate engagements, take map control. Now, the name says Entry Fragger. Do not get it twisted. Fragger means that you kill players. That is actually not the primary goal of the Entry Fragger. The primary goal of the Entry Fragger is to secure a safe way into the building. The reason they're called the Entry Fragger is they're usually entering the building first, and they are the most likely to get into a gunfight. But they are not hunting kills. They are trying to secure map control. That is very important. You're not playing Call of Duty, damn it. The meta is a lot more frag-based or kill-based than it used to be, but you are not going around hunting for kills. You're trying to secure map control for your team. On defense, you have the basic split of an attacker, a roamer and a defender. A roamer and an anchor. An anchor will stay in the bomb sites or very close to them, and they will hunker down, and they will be like the last line of defense if enemies come in. At the start of the round, they may be watching cameras or other gadgets to gather information. Roamers, they play far away from sight, either a couple rooms away or possibly even on separate floors, and they're there to counter the Entry Fraggers and to counter the pushes into building. The game is all about map control, and so the defenders are trying to prevent the attackers from gaining free control over parts of the map. And so that's kind of the basic split. And then defenders also break down into things like wall denial operators. So you have people like Bandit, Kaid, Mute, and others who will put gadgets on walls or hatches or utility pieces that will prevent you from destroying them, right? So if a bandit puts down a car battery, then a Thermite can't blow it up, and therefore he needs somebody like Thatcher or Lion or Nook or somebody that has EMPs to get rid of the battery so then they can do their job. And then there's also a lot of other ones. You could have a trap operator, so that's Frost, Capkin, Thorn. There's several others. So they can try to either do damage or gain intel on where enemies are at by placing traps, and the list goes on, right? But I'd say the things you need to do very first is you got to have good crosshair placement, you got to pre-fire, and when we get into game, we'll talk about how you should and should not ping. Next is learning the attacking roles and the defending roles and kind of where you fit. And then last is building that map knowledge by searching for things like default cameras, hatches, etc. I'm not going to do it in this video because I've already done a lot of different things, but there's a really good way you can load into custom maps to learn where all the default cams are. I did that about a year ago, and I learned all of the maps very quickly by doing a simple custom game where I looked for those cameras and shot them out. And then, of course, hatches and other things too. And then the last thing I'll say as we get in there, I always have players that are new or people that watch the channel who are new that are like, hey, if I'm just getting into the game, what operators do you recommend? Because some of these guys are far easier to use than others. And some are also like useful most of the time, and some of them are useful very situationally. So I would say on attackers, Really good ones to get into the game with. I'd say Sledge is a fantastic choice. His gadget's really easy to use. He's got a great gun with easy recoil, and he has frag grenades, which are really important. Another good one, if you want to learn the role of Hard Breach, I think you should start with Thermite. He's the tried and true one. His gun's all right. It's actually pretty decent. But if you want to learn this role, he's really good for that because he has to get up to the wall. He physically has to make it to the wall. And the Hard Breacher can't die early. If they die early, they kind of screw over the rest of their team. And so you'll learn really quickly how to play more conservatively and live long enough to accomplish the objective. So those two are probably my first two I would pick for attack. Other good ones would be like Zofia. She's got a really good setup. I really think Nomad's great, especially if you're going to get into solo queue. She's got a couple of great guns, and then her air jab is really good for covering your ass once you've taken over part of the map. And then if we flip over to defenders, the easiest choices for defense, I think Rook is your go-to. His gadget is set it and forget it. At the start of the round, you place down a pack of armor plates, and then you can literally just go help reinforce the site, go get set up where you need to be. He's very easy to get started. I'll address Ying in a second. His gun's also pretty good. He's got a couple good gun options. He had a couple of really good scopes, but I think he might have lost them. 1.5 on the P90. No, he still has a 2.0 on the... I think he used to have a 2.5 maybe, but he has a good scope on the MP5. So Rook is very easy to use. Kapkan is not too hard to use. And then I would say somebody like Frost is also pretty easy to use. These two both place traps, so you just set them where you need them to go. They're pretty forgivable about where you put them, and then you just kind of focus on playing. Ying. So Ying has a really good gun, or a decent gun. So I think gun-wise, she's fine. I think her gadget is really good. So for people that don't know the game, her gadget is she has these flash charges that are like these metal spheres, and she pulls it out and she can hold it for a while, and the longer she holds it, the more charge it builds up, and the more effectively it will blind the enemies that it hits. If you charge it up and then you throw it, it'll kind of roll along the ground a little bit, and then it'll flash inside of a room. Or you can go up to a wall or even a soft floor and release it there, and she'll actually press the gadget into the wall, and it'll shoot the charges on the other side of the wall. So I think she can be good. She can be good because she cannot blind herself, which gives her a good advantage. So if you just want to do the thing where you flash a room and then you go in and kill anybody that's in there, then yes, she's very good. I will say a lot of players don't realize that she can put her gadget up to the wall and flash through a wall or through a ceiling, which is really important. And yeah, your teammates, they may be idiotic and run right into the shots, and then it'll be awful. So I don't think Ying's a terrible choice, especially if you're going to be going for kind of a solo play mentality. I'd say the best solo queue operators, I think Ying's actually pretty high up there. I think Nomad and Zero are really high up there. Again, any of the flank watchers are good, because if you're just focusing on playing for yourself and trying to carry your team, which is, solo queue, you got to do what you got to do, then those two can do a good job of covering their own asses and not relying on teammates so much. So I think they're good. If you're going to go with a hard breacher and solo queue, I think Ace is good because he's got a really kick-ass gun and he can hard breach from range. That's probably who I'd recommend for that, I suppose. Anyway, it's been a lot of talking, and I'm actually going to wait we got 3 minutes until Streamlabs is done again. So we're going to unlock some stuff in the Battle Pass, and then we will go back here. I hate the way this Battle Pass is set up. Go back. I want to back it up. No. I want to go back to this, like, crossroads. Okay. I don't want your stuff. Your stuff's... Sorry, Kaveri, you're garbage. We're going to go this way. So I'm going to unlock this. There's a pack. Cool. And then I'm going to unlock this. Why won't it let me do it? And then we're going to unlock this. So we got 2 packs and a card background. So let's go open our packs. Oh, blue. Blue's garbage. Yeah. Whatever. Open next pack. Green. Green's even worse. That's a headgear for Nomad. Whatever. The heck is this? Where's Hogwarts? You guys should absolutely watch. If you guys know who Donkey is, you should absolutely watch Donkey. He did a video that was like 2.5 minutes long this week, and I don't want to spoil the premise by even talking about it. But if you click on the video, it's like Hogwarts and the Forbidden Game or something like that. Go watch the video. It's like 2.5 minutes long, and it's hilarious. Welcome to the stream, Timmy. You should place some units on there. And also, I'm done going over all like my coaching training stuff. If either one of you guys wants to hop on and play, that's fine. I know that Dorman, you were playing a different game last time. But if either one of you guys wants to hop on and play, you're more than welcome to. If not, I'm just going to solo queue. So it's up to you two. And I'll check the Discord. I didn't advertise to my students that I was doing it this time, but... They said it... Ooh, hold on a second. Okay. Nope, I didn't hear any messages from them. All right, Stream Raiders, let's do it.
Mufa ha 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 ha.
Mohahahaha. All right, Stream Raiders it is. I think we're gonna wreck this one too. Hey, Timmy got a unit in there. One Hulk down. Second Hulk down. Dead. 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 Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dorman's got a 5 kill streak. 6 kills. All right. I'll let you guys... I'll give you guys... You're both going to get one of these. Do either of you have a preference between the Flying Rogue or the Berserker? Random? Oh, I could just do random. Yeah. All right, random it is. Timmy got the Flying Rogue. Dorman got the Berserker. All right. Collect. Oop. Collect. Rogue Scrolls. Gold. Warrior Scrolls. Okay. Let's see. Do we do 3? We're going to go 3. Well, you guys think we can do 4 if it's just you two and me? Because again, it's mostly you guys placing units. If you think we can do it, we'll do it. Full send it! My bullets were slower than the arrows. All right, we're going to full send it. All right, we'll get this one set. Oh, shit. Okay, it's just a bunch of units on the right side. They're all Abyss Wardens. Every one of them. So they have 50% damage resistance against ranged. And so I would just recommend maybe not the ranged units. They're armored. So I think things like rogues and stuff do additional damage to armored units. So I'm going to go ahead and plop a rogue right there. I'm going to say we just full send it. We just make our lineup go against their lineup. Use some heavy damage melee stuff that will kind of ignore armor. Maybe I'm wrong about them ignoring armor. I thought assassins ignored armored or like pierced armor a little bit. This just says that they resist range damage. I don't know. Anyway. Sanderbud. All right. Do you guys want to play Siege or am I doing it on my own? I don't care. I just wanted to ask. Solo. Okay. We're gonna hop in unranked then, unless Tim says otherwise. Tim, the way you type sender, bud, made me think of South Park. I don't know why. Or Letter Kenny. Wait a couple more seconds. I'm having the internet fun times where it's going. Okay, all right. I'll just go then. I'll do an unranked. Okay. So I tried to do this the other night and I was terrible at it. When I actually was playing, I was trying to tell myself stop doing the coaching thing and just focus on the game so that you're not total ass. But I couldn't stop myself from doing it very well. So I'll see how it goes. The one thing I am going to talk about is pinging etiquette. There's a really big no-no that a lot of new players do, which is called red pinging. And I'm gonna do it to be an asshole just to show that you're not supposed to do it, and we'll see if anybody yells at me. But I'll show it to you exactly one time. And I'll also explain why it's a no-no. Oh god. Oh god, these are bad. Hey, it's a 5v2. What the heck? Well, I guess we vote skyscraper out. I'm hoping that they vote to abandon. Oh wait, there we go. There's more loading in. Cafe, I'll take Cafe. Cafe is a good map. I'm not good at Cafe, but Cafe is a good map. There we go. They have a full stack of 5 now. Let's see. We're playing attack first. Who do we want to ban on Cafe? A lot of times you'll see hard breachers get banned. I'm going to let the team kind of dictate this part. Thatcher. Uh-oh. Thatcher's a sweaty ban. Jackal's, oh god. Jackal's a low E. I mean, Jackal's an all Elos ban, but when they go straight to the Jackal, I get a little bit worried. If they go for Clash, then I'm really going to be worried. Oh god. Oh no. I think it's going to be bad. I'm stereotyping here. Thatcher and Jackal you see banned at all different levels. Clash is just a low tier unranked ban. Mira is a pretty solid ban. Well, they're gonna spawn at the Christmas market. Nope, yeah, okay. Alright, fine. We have a hard breach. We have IQ. We have no, oh no we don't. They switched off a hard breach to go Nomad. We got Sledge. I'll go hard breach. I'm gonna go Ace. Nope, I'm not. Jeez, they keep switching. Okay. I'll go Nomad then. Oh, they went Monty. Oh no. So Monty can be really good, but you got to play around him in a solo queue. I'm not so confident about us playing around the Monty. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to stick to Monty's ass like glue, so I can actually play off of him, and we'll see if it works. I don't have high hopes. You generally have to play fairly coordinated to pull off a good Monty play. But if him and I can become buddies, or they and I can become buddies, then we're good. I'm gonna guess that they started on a 3rd floor spawn. Kitchen's a popular second choice, but they don't appear to be down here. And I generally like to go hatches when I play 3rd floor. Yep, they are 3rd floor. I don't want my drone to die, though. So we're gonna hide the drone under the Christmas tree, because I want visibility up on balcony, and I want to see if anybody comes in reading room. So I'm gonna keep my drone here and hope they don't see it and shoot it. Well, fuck. They shot it. I don't know where they shot it from, but they shot it. Okay. We need to take out the default cam, right? Default cam. I'm gonna go straight up to the roof. Oh, wait a minute. I said I was gonna play off Monty. Oh, great. The fucking Sledge is just hitting all the cars. That's fun. We're in for a fun evening, boys. So, what my goal is I'm going to use my soft breach charges on both hatches. I'm not even necessarily going to go in the hatches. I just want to apply a little pressure so that it is not safe for them to necessarily sit in there. You guys see that? The hatch didn't pop. I'm gonna watch you this time. What the hell was that? Oh, Monty's down there. Is he in stairs? He is on stairs. He's got the black ice shield. Okay. I don't know if he's pinging an enemy. I want to know. Well. He totally is. Alright. Monty, I'm behind you. Oh, Jesus. Monty, why didn't you not put your shield up? That was actually my fault. Watch where I drop. Yeah. I thought the Monty was going to stay blocked in the doorway. He didn't even have a shield up. The threat of it... It's the threat of it being open. Alright, Buckwheat's doing some work. Sledge whiffed it there. I mean, he had the right idea, but... So now we're looking at a 1v4. And we've gotten pretty much no intel. We've got no intel for the ace. We don't have any drones. All of our drones got shot. Sledge got up, which is nice. We only have a minute left. They're really gonna have to play. No, he went right back. He went right. Okay, don't do that. He went right back to the spot where he died, and guess what happened? He died in the same spot again. Never returned to the scene of the crime. You know he's there, or you thought that was the last scene, so freaking flank them. Drone them out, do something. Yeah, Buckwheat tried to carry that team on his back that round, and it just didn't work. The problem, too, with the Monty play was I don't think he knew that I was coming up above, and so had I followed him up the stairs, he would have known I was trying to coordinate him. So, and I could have hopped on the mic, too, but... Who does that in quick play? I guess it's unranked. If I wasn't streaming, I would be, but... Tiandrew placed an epic vampire on the battlefield. Thanks, Tiandrew. We got a Fuse on our team, boys. We're gonna win. That guy went Monty, and then he went Fuse. I respect that. All right, so here, I didn't do any pinging. Let me talk about the pinging. So if I hit the Z key, then it will place a yellow ping, and the whole team can see that, right? So if there's something I want them to look at, they can do that. Now, what you see over there are red pings. If I hold down the X button, I can red ping players. Now, in startup phase like this, it's not the worst thing to red ping because it will reveal who the defenders are on the bar at the top. But in the actual gameplay, you never want to red ping, almost never want to red ping, because when you do that, the enemy gets a notification that they have been scanned, and then they immediately start looking for it, and they will hunt down and kill your drone. And so what you do is you use a series of yellow pings, and you talk on mic instead, so that way your team is pinging them, you know where they're at, but they don't know where you're at. They were trying to counter a spawn peek there that I don't think is even happening. Buddy system, I'm going to go with our breacher here, although I think this is the wrong play, but let me drone in. Yeah, we'll hop on mic here and let them know.
Starting shock drone. We'll drop the diffuser.
Rooney's in reading.
Bro, I know. They ran back to set.
Kind of pinched here. Okay. One in white. We're going to go for the flank through reading room. Oh.
Friendly, last operator standing.
Ah, damn it.
Been eliminated.
So small bakery is where I got shot from. That's the common hold that I didn't check. But I knew there was one in kitchen because I could hear him, so I was looking for the threat that I knew. I pre-fired and I whiffed hard. Daddy Professor, yeah, thanks for the clip there. I did a bunch of my own clips the other night after the stream because I was backed up on those and wanted to get them out there. But I like that one. That's a good one. Oh god, we got Amaru. Oh god. So watch Buckwheat this time. Amaru's gonna rush in. They're gonna full send it. They're probably gonna die right away. Amaru either rushes in and dies immediately, accomplishing absolutely nothing, or they rush in and get like a 3K and like turn the entire round. Most of the time, they rush in and die right away. All right, so they took top floor. They took kitchen. Yeah, fireplace mining. They're gonna go for my drone. So I'm doing something terrible with my drone too, right? Drone utility is huge. You get two, you get one during prep phase and you get another during action phase. You want them to stay alive, which I talked about earlier. First round mine got murked over in the Christmas tree. The other 2 rounds it actually lived, but when I had it up there, that was a bad spot. This is actually not a great spot either. The chair would be better, but we're gonna leave it here.
You found a bomb. Make your way to
Okay.
its location and defuse it.
Gotta watch out for spawn peaks. This window up here is notorious for spawn peeking. Take out the default cam. Oh, someone got it before I did.
Must recover the diffuser.
Oh, Jesus.
The diffuser is now secured.
Amaru's in building. She spawned on the backside. Those 2 stood right in the open, which is not the best play. I don't want to play by myself, though. Yep, Amaru's dead. See? Told you. And they knifed him. I don't know what we're doing up here, IQ, but I'll go with you. We're going to look down skylight, huh? Oh, no! We're just going to fucking full send it and jump down the skylight. We ain't droning. No drones. We don't got time for that. I'll do it. See? So, Twitch or IQ did a thing called face checking. You have a drone, you fucking use it. That way you know if that spot's safe. You make a lot of sound when you drop, too. Come on, shoot my drone. Shoot my drone! Okay, now, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get an angle on him. I see your feet, bitch. Come on. I'm going to try to bait him. You can see my laser.
One friendly operator remaining.
I'm the only one. Again. And I'm on the roof, which is not great. Well. I don't have defuse. I've got a minute left. I'm by myself. They've got this diffuser. They're on watching it. There's no way in hell this is happening. Well,
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
I flicked. I see. I looked that way at first, and then I looked the other way. I should have kept looking that way up the stairs. 0-3, fantastic. All right, we're gonna go top. I'm gonna go with Rooney. I'm going to place barbed wires on red stairs and white stairs. I'm going to laser gate both of the hatches. And I don't know where I'm going to put the third one. You only have like 45 seconds. Oh shit, they voted kitchen. Well, okay, that changes things. Okay, one there. One there. Okay, we need to reinforce this wall. Okay, then we're going to reinforce this wall.
10 seconds left.
Thank you, Legion. You're a bro.
Must protect your bomb. Defused by Op 4.
Okay, and then we're gonna do this. And I'm gonna play. Oh shit! Why? I'm gonna play small bakery. But I want to watch for this first. I'm actually gonna play. They call these Harry Potter because you're like wedged under the stairs. All right, we have a teammate over there, so I'm gonna focus this way. Shit. Oh, they're using Grim? The fuck? I'm swearing like a sailor tonight. Oh, come on. Are you fucking kidding me? I lit them up. Problem is I'm pinched now. They know I'm here. We're gonna pre-fire. You never want to hold the spot that they thought you were in, right? Oh, like that. And I also ran it. I committed the other cardinal sin. When you do cross an area where an enemy might be, you never just sprint and hope that it works out. You gotta watch it and be ready for the pre-fire. I did 2 bad things there. I'm really surprised when I pegged that that character twice. I don't know who it was. I pegged him twice and they did not go down. I think it might have been Capitao. Yeah, I did say that it has a fast time to kill. It was Buck that got me. Okay. All right, now I can hop on cams and give intel to my team. Oh. Oh, that was Caveira.
One friendly remaining.
Well, okay. Wish I had been watching him when that happened. Ooh, ooh, Caveira. They're to your right. I can hear him on the other side of the wall. They're on the other side of that window. Now they're going around to the right again.
Mission critical. Bomb diffuser activated.
Diffuser's down. Behind you. Okay, here's the thing. Buckwheat had the pistol out because he was thirsting for the interrogate. When the diffuser's down, you don't have time for that shit. Get the pistol put away. Eh.
All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
God, we just got hosed the entire game. Oh, look at that graphical glitch. The apocalypse is now. What the hell was that? Oh! Oh, God! Yikes. 0, 4, and 1. The games they did the other night were all like even KD or better. That was terrible. Horrible. Here, let me check something real quick. And then we have like 7 minutes left, so I'm going to hop into a quick play, like a true quick play.
Solo Q carry. No, not you cheeky smiley face.
So this should be over right about the time that Streamators is done. Or I'll flip over in the middle of it because it's a quick play. Solo Q carry, no, not you. Yeah, and absolutely not me. Night Haven. Somebody's gonna bitch about this in chat. Watch it. They're gonna whine about this map. The Siege community begs for new maps and then whines about every new map we get. We're defending first. I like that. We'll see what the rest of the team does. I was going Kaid the other night for doing wall denial. So if nobody takes a wall denial op, we'll do that. Yep. That's what we're doing. Okay. Got Doc and Rook. And Capkin. I know. That we talked about that on Monday's stream. They complain because they have to learn a new map, and learning maps in this game is hard. For what it's worth, I like this map. Uh-oh. Okay. Say one of them wasn't loading in.
Protect the bombs.
Okay. Don't let me forget to grab the t-shirts. Now, let's see. I have no idea how to set... we want this wall. And this is actually one of them I'm going to electrify. This goes pretty much... If I remember correctly, I'm going to go outside real quick just to see what this is. This should lead to an area with some boxes. Oh, well, they've reinforced it. Never mind. All right. We're just going to hope that that's the spot I think it is. And then...
10 seconds to insertion. Down to 5 seconds.
Shit. I guess,
Bomb location secure.
Oh, cool. Somebody got removed. I guess I'll throw the other one here. And then... put it up there. And nobody's taking that, so... I don't even know where to play. Oh, shit! That Ash rushed so fast!
Located a bomb.
Oh, she went right down the stairs. Murked my ass. Well, okay. I was not ready for an engagement that quickly. They're doing the sweaty Ash main thing hard. All right, 2 just dropped hatch on 3 ping. Thing about Siege is you never want to, like, don't be the guy that just sits on your phone when you're dead.
Friendly
You can help out your teammates.
Oh shit, good.
One shooting from hatch.
All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
Yikes. And then there are those who refuse to learn. Indeed, there are. I didn't do a great job as Kaid because I didn't know where to place his stuff on this map yet. But we'll never know if we don't learn. So I'll pick him again and see if I can piece it together. So you generally want to put your Electro Claws on walls that are of high value. So a lot of time those are external walls, which means they come from outside the building to inside the building. So some sites have those. Or they provide a huge open window that makes the defenders very unsafe. You can also do it on hatches, and sometimes that's critical. We'll do it on this double wall. You get more bang for your buck if you get 2 panels instead of 1. And then they've got that. They're gonna go here. It's fine. I like this one. If you were setting this up for comp play, this might be one where you'd reinforce one, do a rotate on the other, maybe. Let's go here, and I'll cade this one. Okay, we are gonna play right here. We're gonna watch this doorway. Okay, so we've talked about this with the team. They played really aggressive that time, right? So how do you counter aggressive? They're not checking. And you kind of match their aggression, right? So I'm not gonna like roam off and go meet them in the face, but I'm also not gonna let them just control the map entirely. So what I need to do is I need to be ready for the fight. And I think they're gonna rush right in here. The other thing you can do is you can hold off angles, right? If they're not checking with a drone, then they're only going to be looking for like common corners where they expect enemies to be. And so if I'm playing in an off angle, like maybe this one, I might have a better shot of catching someone that goes through here. Check cameras real quick. Oh, they're watching stairs. That's pretty good. Oh, shit. There's one outside. This way. Okay. They're like... Okay, here we go. We have a Monty and a Sense. Monty could be annoying. I do have a C4 to try and take care of the Monty. Thing is, right now we're up 3-2, but we're spread out. Now we're up 3-1 and we're spread out. So what I want to do is I want to actually play with at least one of my teammates. That way, if they go down, we can try to get the trade. And the last one left is the Monty. So I'm gonna go this way and watch the flank. I think they found him. Yeah, because he threw the smoke. Well, let's do this. Is he still in there? There we go.
Friendly's victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
Boom! Alright, battle's ready to begin. Let's do this real quick. See what operator I end up getting. I'll just let them choose for me. Oh my god. Alright, I'm going to really quickly let it do random rewards. Excellent job. Timmy got the soldier. Okay, we're going to do the 5-star. This will be the last one that we do for the night. This one has the Marigriff again, and then a bunch of those hounds who do bonus damage against armored. So I'm gonna go with a I'm gonna go with the Saint again because I think that's the one that does. Yeah, I'm gonna do the Saint again. I'm gonna put him in the backup here, and I'll have you guys huddle around me.
We need to locate a bomb.
Oh, I need to go back to the game. Full screen. Okay, now we're on attack. Oh, Zoph. Why did it give me Zoph? I never play her. We're gonna switch that up. We have a hard breach. We have a soft breach. I'm gonna go to my tried and true Nomad, even though she hasn't been working out super well for me tonight. We have not identified where they're at yet. I'm gonna guess they're in the basement site that. Well, I guess they don't get to choose. In quick play, don't get to choose.
10 seconds to go.
Oh,
5 seconds before insertion.
okay. So we're gonna do this.
A bomb must be located and defused.
We're gonna ping it there, and then I want to see where that's at. Okay. I also don't know where default cams are on this map. So we're looking for the default cams. I didn't see one. This wall's pretty common. So here, I'm gonna go. I'm not good at jiggle peeking. Jiggle peeking is a higher level thing that all my players can do pretty well, and I haven't put the time into yet. My Mav's just gonna check it with his face. Good old face checks. Well, I'll let him be bait. He's got the diffuser, but, you know, I'll let him be bait anyway. So why not? Yeah, you got it. Now we're going to cover our flank. Alright, I'm going to drone. He's not playing the smartest, but I don't want him to die. That's like 3 people that have rage quit this game. Looks like you're clear on stairs, Mav. Oh, bottom of stairs. 3 ping. Oh,
No
Jesus.
longer in your possession.
They don't face check. Did they do that from basement? Or do they do it from...
Down to 1 friendly.
Shit, oh shit. I'm stupid. They were laying right there.
The diffuser is now secured.
How did those miss? Oh shit! That was gorgeous. Watch this C4 throw. They anticipated me running up there and boom! I can't even be mad. That was good. Why thirst when you have sight? Exactly. Right, you shouldn't when you have control of the site, you should not do that.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
I'm gonna check upstairs again. Although they just won on site. I don't think they were upstairs though. Basement?
10 seconds.
Yep. Hello, Kavera. They have a cav. Their basement.
5 seconds to go. Your mission is to locate and defuse a bomb.
If I was a default cam, I'd be right about here. Hey! Get it right sometimes. You know, Ash, I was gonna, do this, but oh, somebody was droning it already. Oh,
Bomb has been located.
how can I jump? That was weird. Cav's on 3 ping, first floor. She's right to the right of us. Did she move? Did she move? That's the question is, did she move? She did move. I need a teammate, though. I want to be able to secure a trade. We're also going to do this. If she tries to come through there, she's going to get jabbed. We have a blitz that went ahead. Well, okay. I have a drone. Nope. I mean, I do. It's just not... I thought I had an extra one. Shit. Jaeger on 3 and B. Oh, damn it! Damn it! Oh, no! I had the right idea. I air jabbed because I knew they were going to flank us. It was happening. I forgot I had another air jab, so it kept it out instead of switching it off, and I air jabbed him again.
All friendlies have been eliminated.
Oh, was my aim choppy? Okay. God. That's embarrassing. How the hell am I on the top of the leaderboard for that team? Oh, God. I keep saying that. It's an inside joke from the team, by the way. I guess that doesn't translate to anybody else because you weren't there. All right, we're going to leave the quick play. We're going to do an unranked. That was such a bruh fail moment. Jesus. Ew, I don't want that. Guess I have to take it to go down that way. I like Yana, but that thing looks... ugh. And the skin looks just as bad. But the portrait is awful. There's an Ace portrait that came out like last season that also looks terrible. Oh, you were? Okay. I probably was doing bad wrist movement, though. I have to always consciously be thinking about it, or else I just do it all the time. Okay. Map ban phase. I actually don't hate any of these, but a lot of people hate Outback, so I guess we'll vote to get it out of there. Coastline's my favorite. My team has been practicing Chalet and Villa quite a bit. They're really good at Chalet. Coastline it is. Let's go. And it does not surprise me that Outback and Emerald Plains were the two that were voted out. People don't like Outback. Emerald Plains is the second. Actually, I guess it's the third newest map they've added now, but it's new. We want to talk about a good clip for the channel, Dorman. Me air jabbing the guy that's pretty high up there. Oh, we're banning. Oh shit. I wasn't paying attention. I guess we're going to the Jackal ban again. A Monty ban. Gross. A Jackal ban. Here comes the Clash ban. Yep. There it is. I mean, it's kind of a tie. I'd rather not have Capcan banned, so I guess we're banning Clash. Okay. New strategy. We are playing for ourselves because we are going to assume in solo queue that we cannot rely on a team. My gun skills alone are not enough to carry a team. Not even close. But we are going to do what we think is best And if that so happens to line up with what the team is doing, then that's great. They're probably going to go hookah first, which means that I would actually like to spawn. Well, I guess I'll stay here. And we will go with both Nomad again. Blitz. I am absolutely dog crap with Blitz. Does your chair help facilitate? I know my chair's armrests are too low. Yeah, so my armrests are actually up as high as they can go, and it's actually like, it's slightly too low. But if I raise my chair up anymore, then my feet are like almost off the ground. The weird thing is, I've done this before and it helped. I've put shoes on while I'm playing and then my feet are fully grounded. Alright, they have a Mira. They have a Mira and hookah. I'm going to attempt to go run right through this wall using my soft breach charge. So I'm going to put my drone up here.
5 seconds.
And that way before I go in, before I breach it, I can check and see if there's anybody in there.
You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Default cam's up here. There it is. There's another default cam. Nope. Straight ahead. Somebody got it. Okay, so before I go in, so the room that I want to go in is there. I need to make sure that this room is safe. So VIP itself looks safe. I don't see anybody in Hall of Fame. Bedroom also looks safe. Okay. Okay, pop it. We're gonna go right away. Keeping that crosshair at head level. I know there's the mirror there, and I do not want to cross paths with that. Crosshair is flickering. That's cool. Okay, I'm gonna put this on my. Actually, I'm gonna put this on my flank. Then we're going to attempt to get some intel about whether that Mira is still on the window. Oh, Mira window's gone. One on blue stairs, one laying down in hookah, in corner. Okay. Capcan trap, shit. How did that not blow up? Watching our ass again. I know there's a guy here. There was a guy there. Blue stairs. C4.
4 remaining.
Okay. So I waffled that still because I should not have been in that hallway where I was. I had the air jab, but I was vulnerable from pink. And yeah, that could have been awful. I'm too short. Yeah, the answer is that I'm too short. Yep. I am 5'11". Let's see. If I'm going to solo queue, is there an Nomad? Again, Nomad's good because she can watch my ass. We'll stick with her. I think they're going to go for hookah again. Welcome to.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
So we're just going to verify that they are up there again.
Your drone has
Oh, they went kitchen this time. Okay, all right. Going sledge. So the plan's the same. I'm gonna try to get my drone in the same spot, and we're gonna try to play vertical from up there. I'm gonna change. Let's see. Where's my want my spawn at? I actually want to keep my. No, I want to change my spawn to. No, we'll keep it there because I need to come in over here. Okay.
10 seconds.
Shield. Oh, poop. The drone's gonna get
5
eaten.
seconds before insertion.
Huh! Oh my god! Ow!
And defuse it.
Thought the drone might yet live. Okay. Oh, shit. Spawn peek there I don't want to deal with. Let's go up the window. Come on. So, I'm going to drone in here. Because I don't want to face check. So what we do is we throw the drone. Make sure that this is clear, that they don't have a roamer upstairs. They don't have one in here. There was something going on right there. Oh. There's one in VIP upstairs. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to sledge it. Then we're going to cook an aid. Oh, what the fuck? I threw that way too late. I almost killed myself. Good job potatoing again, dude. Somebody went down in a frost trap. Alright, I need to get my drone. Shit, they got my drone. They have an angle on me from the bedroom. Think so. I'm gonna watch that flank.
No longer in your possession.
The whole point is I wanted to get into this room so I could do this.
Hallway behind you, Blitz.
Way behind me. I'm talking about the blitz. Okay.
One friendly
Camera.
operator
Okay.
remaining.
Both are on site, I believe. Frost is watching diffuser. In A now.
All friendlies have been eliminated.
Good try, good try.
I knew that I could get hit from either one of those, and so I chose to look at the closer one, and well, it was a coin flip I got wrong. So the kitchen off the table. They could still go. They could still go hookah. We'll see. I'll start with Nomad and we'll see. We have two hard breachers.
We need to locate a bomb.
We have Blitz again. We have Ying. Ying has a hard breach gadget. We don't have any frag grenades. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna switch Yana.
Be advised your drone has located a bomb.
Looks like they did go hookah again.
10 seconds to insertion.
I'm gonna try to go in through Sunrise,
5 seconds before
which
insertion.
means I need to change my location. Ah, damn it.
You've located a bomb.
Yeah, that's
Make
fine.
your way to its location and
I needed to switch spawns. So we're gonna do. We'll stick with the team. Ying's going straight up. Thermite's going straight up. We're all going straight up. Okay. This. I want to go take out Ruins Cam just to make sure we don't get spotted.
you have dropped the diffuser.
Thermite died. Well, okay. Let's play the numbers game. We're going to play with these guys. One on 3 ping, looking at window. Watch out.
Got tap, got tap. Good check,
Bro,
got
I
lane
can't
found.
get the diffuser. This is so late.
Oh, where the
Oh, good try.
Oh my god.
One op 4
So
remaining.
that was my bad. I didn't check corner. The reason I didn't check corner is because last scene was here, and I thought the Hibana might have gotten him. I don't know why I thought that. I should have lost that fight. I can't believe I got it. And then I whiffed the follow-up gunfight with the Mira.
He's a VIP.
Yeah, Mira was VIP.
No way.
One friendly operator remaining.
Grab that diffuser. If you can.
15 seconds remaining. 10 seconds remaining.
I hear him in billiards.
5
Better off
seconds
getting
left.
the kill.
The diffuser has been recovered.
Yeah.
Aimbot, aimbot, aimbot. Damn.
You're out of time.
Could have clutched that up if I'd checked that corner. I wanted to give that Hibana support, though. Alright, we're defending. Who do I want to play on hookah? We'll go something different. We'll go smoke. I'm terrible with the SMG-11, but at least I can kind of help set up sight the right way. I've never seen that Caveira skin. That's cool.
Secure the bombs.
Okay. Thorn, you gotta move, bruh. Oh, okay, that works.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
Oh, and do we mean to get the hatch? So one thing that I've seen is that you can play a shield here. You gotta be careful because of the way that that sets up. It kind of blocks off escape from hookah. It's really good for this, but you can get screwed from there and there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move it a little bit further back. That way I'm not as exposed on
4 has
blue
located a
stairs.
bomb. Get ready to engage.
The hell? Blitz is watching blue stairs. That's great. Got a Thorn on that part. Okay, that's good. Coming in hookah right now. It's fucking Blackbeard. Dang it. I got pinched there. And then I got flashed. So I was just going to wait out the flash because the smoke was going off. And then I think it came. Alright, any way I can help on cams.
Oh, Thorn. Oh.
I'm sorry.
None of these are doing much. Let's see what our teammates are doing. Trying to do this shoot through the wall.
Op 4, last stop standing.
Okay.
I mean, it's working.
On the window.
Wait, pick yourself back up. Do you need a work armor?
You're right.
20 seconds. Just hold it.
I just wanted to be safe.
Yeah, there's still outside window.
Down to 15 seconds.
Let him push.
10 seconds to go. Friendly victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
There we go.
Hey. That's clean. Damn.
Okay. I'm gonna go penthouse. Okay. We'll go Mira. I'm not great at controlling her gun either. I don't know the perfect spot for her mirror. I know one that's kind of decent.
Secure the area.
So I'm gonna go for it. It's on this wall. I think you put mirror here. I think you put mirror here. Yeah. Then I think
Mira,
think
do you
that's
want
right.
both of these soft?
Yes, please.
Bomb location compromised. Plan accordingly.
Oh yeah, you want them soft.
10 seconds.
You want them softness?
Down to 5 seconds.
And then the other one, go like this.
Get ready to engage.
And if somebody else wants this one, they can use it. I also want a prox there. I'm gonna put a prox there. And I'm gonna play here. 'Cause I want to be able to watch this. And I want to be able to watch this. And if I have these open, I should be able to. Joining out VIP. Is that a Twitch? Oh, damn it. There was a Twitch drone.
On me. Hey, thanks.
Don't shoot it. No.
That's my bad. You said it at the perfect time.
Outside
Watch that
VIP.
window behind you. And for MP, watch out that window behind you.
We just killed somebody.
They're rappelling on bedroom window, I think.
Op 4, last operator standing. Op
Yo.
Nice, guys, successful.
All right. If we took this round here, that would be almost perfect because Stream Raiders is about to pop for the last time. We'll do Stream Raiders once the match is done, and then we'll call it a night. Where we spawning? Kitchen. I'm gonna go for holding the VIP.
Did they buff Doc? Like how much shit it gives you?
Yeah, this stim pistol's huge now.
I noticed that. I was like, dang.
I picked the wrong op. That's fine. It'll work. So I'm gonna put a trap right here. It'd be stupid if they walked into that one, but we're gonna put it there anyway. Okay, get the t-shirt. Okay, we're gonna put another one, kind of right here. We're gonna assume that if they go back door, they don't check it.
10 seconds.
And then I need to get up
5 seconds.
here.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
Oh shit,
Be
wall
ready
didn't
for
get reinforced. Do one. Place this here.
Setting up.
And then we're going to place this here, I guess.
Deploying mobile cover.
That's actually a shit spot for it, but
Coming through blue bar.
blue, okay. Now this only matters if they try to take vertical control like I would do. If they don't, it's kind of useless for me to be up here, so I'm
And
trying to
we're
gauge
next
that.
to it, I think.
Okay, that was a red ping, which they shouldn't have done, but they did.
Diffuser on Legion.
Where's Legion at?
Op 4, last stop standing.
He's on.
Op
Hey,
Nice.
Mission successful.
ended the game with a positive KD. For once. Again, last night or Monday went quite well. Tonight, not so much. What I would love to do, like you'll probably notice that my rank is sitting at, I think it's like bronze 4. I've only played I think 2, maybe 3 ranked games, and they were all at the very beginning of the season before we left for winter break. But I just didn't play Siege at all over break, which is on me. But I'd love to actually play in like a 3 or 4 stack regularly, or even a 5 stack regularly. I would want to do ranked. And I could play with some of my team, but I want them to play together. And they frequently play together in their 5 stack, and I don't want to take up one of their spots. It's much more important for them to play together. But I'm also genuinely curious to see how far I could get doing that. Okay. Okay, I do have a pack. Okay, perfect. Ooh, purple. Purple's good. Purple could be a black ice, which is what the community likes. Could be any number of cool things. Weapon skin for the Supernova. That's the shotgun that Habana, Amaru, and Echo get, and I only have Habana. I will never use this on her. But we'll get it anyway. Okay, so let's flip over to Stream Raiders here, and then we will call it a day. Come on, Siege. I'd like to have my mouse back. Thank you. All right. Stream Raiders. Let's go ahead and start the battle. Wow, we had Tiandro, Dorman, Timmy, and Seadoy Lossman. I think this time I'm going to hand rewards to our new people that haven't gotten any yet. All right. So this will go for Tiandro, and then this will go for Lost Man. Yeah. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and end it there. So when we come back next Monday, I'm gonna need you guys because we have our end of the map boss, our 5-star battle here. Yeah. So I'm confident that we can do well. We can take that one, but the last couple times I've done it, I haven't had the people that I need to get it done. It's been like one person, and that doesn't work. If we get 3 or 4 people like we did tonight, it'll be great. So we'll come back and do that on Monday's stream. I'm going to go ahead and see if there is somebody that we can go out there and raid to end things. I've been really trying to pay it forward and consistently do that. So thank you guys very much for joining me for tonight's stream. We're going to see if we can find a good channel to raid here, and then we will call it a day. So if I look at my list, let's see. I've sent people to Faux Retro before, and so I'm going to send you his way again. He's got about 50 people watching him right now. He's playing some P5 Royal. So take that with a grain of salt. If you are in the middle of playing P5 Royal and you don't want it spoiled, you may not want to follow over on the raid. But we've raided him before, and I'm sure that he would love the support. So I'm going to go ahead and send us over to Faux Retro. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Maybe you learned something about Siege, maybe you didn't, but I always have fun talking about it. Again, I know my stuff decently. That does not mean that I'm good at playing it, but I really love what I do and working with that team, and I thank you guys for joining me. So I will catch you for next stream on Monday. So let's go ahead and start this raid. Ready in 3, 2, 1, and away you go. Good night.